You know, welcome back to the channel, all that kind of stuff. Club Big Boost, baby. We're out here. We're big boosting. We're not big boosting, but we're out here. So obviously we're going to work on the brain catch. The hell, guys. Oh! Should have used the bumble clap. Bumble clap! Let's throw it in there. It cracks me up every time I see it. Okay. So, in case you missed it, I don't know what video I said, we have retorqued the head studs. They were all fine, and we redid some of the routing on our lines for our fuel pressure regulator, our boost gauge, and our blow-off valve. So, all we have to do to technically drive this car is basically bleed the brakes from where we did the manual conversion, put the line lock. That's literally all we got to do to be able to, like, at least putt around the neighborhood. And yet I have put it off. I mean, if you're an older subscriber, you know this. I'm not really a power adder guy. I like the simplicity of natural aspiration. I have more fun. It's less problems, less whatever. So, and I keep, you guys cannot, well, maybe you can, not imagine how close I have been to just deep sixing the whole blower thing and just selling it and just doing that. I mean, I've been this close so multiple times, and I'm like, no. I will say that Atmore closing down has done absolutely zero to help my motivation. I am completely unmotivated because all my stuff, people build cars on YouTube, do projects, and they do it and they go out and they fart around on the street, around the neighborhood, putt around, make some videos and stuff like that. And they go to the track once or twice a year, maybe, and they're content to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what makes you happy. That is not what makes me happy. Putting around the street and stuff like that, I got no interest in doing that. I want to go to the track, which is crazy because I used to be 90% street, 10% track, and now I'm 90% track, 10%. I just, you know, I want to go to the track to see what the fruits of my labors, so to speak, not guess it, not have to drag it on a chip seal road and say, well, if it cut this, blah, 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 it'd run this. I don't want to do all the hypotheticals. Not saying I won't never get a draggy, but whatever. So, with that more being closed, that my motivation has taken a massive hit because I'm just like, whatever. It's fixing to be summer, and as you guys well know, the last couple of years, I have definitely not been motivated to do anything then. So, I will say quickly that there is a rumor going around and some other information that I've heard from people that seem to know that Atmore is not gone for good, that the Indians there's some legal stuff going on with the previous manager from what I understand, and that there's some people in the wings that are waiting for things to clear up, and that they're, you know, and the Indians are willing to go that route. They want the track to be functioning because it's making $0 right now. It's making $0 just sitting there. And from what I understand, they don't have a plan in their head right this minute, like we're going to bulldoze it down and build housing or build a golf course or anything like that. They'd rather have someone running it and put money in their pockets than anything else at the moment. So hopefully this year, which when you're my age, 57, years go by quick. So when I say this year something could happen, you're like, man, that's like a whole year. I'm like, dude, it just turned 2026. We're already into March. What are we talking about? So that'll be here before I know it or before we know it, and hopefully, that'll happen. But I guess I'm gonna have to go to Mobile a couple times for this. Anyway, I'm gonna start working on this. I'll probably cold start it because I haven't actually even ran it since, it's probably been 2 months since I've even started it. So I'll probably start it up, then we'll start looking at doing the brake stuff. Hey, I don't know if you can see Cheese Puff Puffy Pickle. Get him, Cheese Puff. Cheese Puff's the shot caller in the yard. The dogs don't mess with Cheese Puff. So. All right, let me get to work. Damn, bro, that cold weather got y'all, didn't it? Man, killed him. January when we started it, so I don't know, month and a bit. So anyway, let's turn the power on, see if it'll start. The fuel in it is, gosh, 3 or 4 months old at least. So we'll see. What's funny, like I hate, I'm gonna take this thing to the track, or I'm gonna take it down the road and it's gonna haul ass and I'm gonna be like, okay, maybe I like it until something happens. I'm like, I hate it. So anyway, all right, I need to start take the wheels off of it and stuff like that. Also, I might try and get with Kevin and borrow his scales and see what it weighs. I'm just curious because we've got some other stuff to do to the car that will lighten it up a little bit more, but I would have a weight to work from. So then I would just have, hey, I know how much this weighed and how much that weighed, and I saved this much. So, but I'd have the number, an actual hard number to start with, and then we could figure out where we're going to be. I think it would be pretty light. I think it's going to be pretty light, even though it's iron headed. and has a supercharger hanging off the front of it. I think it's going to be pretty light. So we do have a set of brakes that I bought, I don't know, 3 years ago, I don't know, to put on it. And then our front wheel and tire combination would be a little bit lighter. So anyway, I'm just talking. So let me start getting these wheels off. Let's do some real work, maybe, finally. Awesome. Well, that piece of shit didn't last long. Damn it. But never fear, we're replacing our Chinese piece of shit tool with an even better Chinese piece of shit tool. So hopefully this will succeed where we failed in the other endeavor. Good news is the Amazon one didn't cost that much. Good news is this one technically didn't cost that much. And they'll take it back and replace it if it's breaks or malfunctions within a certain period of time. Hopefully this weekend it will work fine. What we're doing now, we're gonna put our race wheels on. We gotta air up the backs and then put them on. Everything will be out. I've already got everything out of the car that won't be in there when we're racing. And then we'll jack it up, put scales on it. We gotta hook everything up. This is an ordeal. I mean, this is an actual thing to get all this done. It's a lot of work. So anyway, but that's it's easier than trying to put it in race trim, drive it to some scales somewhere to dump or to semi truck place or whatever, Caterpillar scales, and weigh it. You can do it here at home. So anyway, let me finish putting the wheels on, get everything aired up, jacked up, so on and so forth. Phew, got all the, man, it's a lot of work. Now we put the battery in it, zero it out, see what happens. Well, we know what it weighs with me in it. This is as it sits on the starting line, pretty much. I mean, the fuel level may be a little different, but. And we still got weight that we can lose. Obviously, I can lose some weight. That's probably where our biggest weight gain would be. I can lose some weight, but I'm not making a lot of bets on that one. Maybe a little bit, but not a lot. So, you know, we can still, like I said, do heads, aluminum flywheel in the car. We've got a Lexan windshield we could put in the car if we wanted to. So, what else? There was something else. Oh, brakes. Do the front brakes. Those would be the big ones. Of course, all that would cancel out if we ever put a roll bar in the car. Then that would just basically, I don't know, depends on how much bar you put in. You know, put in just a basic 6-point. You put in a 6-point with kickers. You put in an 850, you know, a basic 850 with just a halo and down bars. You know, if you don't do the dash bar, you don't do rocker bars. I mean, weight of a cage can fluctuate significantly, in my opinion, just based on how many bars that you put in it. So the stuff that I'm talking about doing the cage could just nullify that, and we would just be what we got. But so anyway, you put you guys as guesses. I covered it up so you didn't see what it weighed. You guys put your guesses, what you think it weighs, with me in it, on the starting line, ready to race. We got the race wheels on it, we got the slicks on it. You know, this is how it would sit on the starting line. So you guys tell me, instead of what will it run, what will it weigh? This was a lot of work. This basically probably took me almost 2 hours between all the just stuff. Man, phew, sucks. You guys tell me what does it weigh on the starting line? In the next video, I know I'm clickbait you guys. I teased you guys with this. In the next video, maybe we'll talk about what it actually weighs. I don't know why I'm always been sneaky about that, or not sneaky, but because people, without getting into a thing, the full interior guys, man, I don't give a shit if your car's got full interior. I don't care. That is an actual choice that you made. I choose to not have full interior, and I don't regret it. I mean, But it's like, my car runs this and it's got full interior. Big effing deal. It also has a turbo or a stroker or this, whatever, man. But they're like the 4-bolt main Chevy guys. They feel like they have to say that. Or the LS guys. Oh, it's just a 5.3. They don't ever want to tell you it's a 6. I guess. I don't know. It just drives me crazy. So, for example, the World Series of Pro Mods, they just had Billy Glidden showed up with one of his dad's old 500-inch Pro Stock Hemis with a little bit of gas on it, running the 10.5 class, and he had a clutchless box in it and in a Beretta. But car ran pretty good. I mean, Billy red lit in the first round. He doesn't race a lot anymore. So Billy's like 64 years old, which is crazy to me. But anyway, my point is that he said with that car, I made it as light as possible. As light as he could have make it financially, you know, within reason. And yes, it's a race car, but I would suspect that he didn't go crazy like these guys that are out there dropping, you know, $300,000 at Cameron Johnson's titanium out the wazoo and everything. I mean, he did what he had to do to try and get, but it's like it's a mystery how much it weighs. It's not like it's been on the scales, or it's been on scale, but no one's like, oh, I saw it, but I can't tell you, you know, that kind of thing. So anyway, whatever. I'm always with the weights kind of stuff, so I've always kind of been like that, but and probably always will be. But anyway, you guys take a guess, and maybe we'll find out in the next video. But we got to jack it all back up. We got to finish doing the brakes, and then we can maybe drive the damn thing. So, all right. Jesus Christ. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for watching. Especially thanks for all the ways you guys support the channel. We couldn't do it without you. We most certainly wouldn't want to. Probably wouldn't do it. I was having this conversation with somebody the other day about YouTube, and like they really don't want to do it. They have the potential to have a really good channel. They're really good at the filming. They're really good at the editing. They have some cars that are really cool. But like they said, they just don't want to film. It isn't fun. It takes the fun out of it. They just want to work on their stuff and go race. And I 1000% understand that. So, but anyway, so we wouldn't do it without you guys. And until next time on Substandard Radio and Fox Body videos of this here man's U2 1-year single plane stick shift push rod Lincoln Town cars, 4 drag vans, proud owner, proprietor. But Jesus Christ, we're getting close to getting Club Big Boost out on the road, boosting, breaking stuff, getting pissed off again, and wanting to kill the world. And as always, fight a good fight against them zombie Mustangs, that rascal Dr. Fear. I'll see you guys in the next video, which we're probably fixing to start.